So I made a list when I really wanted to really find the person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life
Was
with.
this with your therapist?
Yeah. Everything I wrote down on the list was actually her. I don't even know what camera to look at. Is this a camera?
Yeah.
If you are ready, and you have to be really ready to find the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, you have to cut off everything that you know is bad for you. You know it's bad for you. You know what's good for you. You know what's bad for you. That's bad for you. You cut it out. You make a list of all the things you want in a partner. It can be whatever you want. My list was very simple. I needed someone in my age bracket. I wanted someone who was kind. I wanted someone who was caring. I wanted someone who was compassionate. I wanted someone who did anything. I didn't care. Like, just be obsessed with anything you want to do in your life. If this person made olives, I want you to make olives every fucking day and come home and tell me about the olives and how passionate you are about them. And I'm going to love it because you love it. I just wanted someone who knew how to not only love themselves, but love somebody else. And I met that person. And it didn't hurt that she's also the most beautiful person on planet Earth, inside and out. And I would describe her as that. The only thing I would add is that she's so shy and too humble and too bashful. And I love her, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her.
Guys, we were just at the wedding now. Wow. Love it.
There are moments in life when you expect love to heal, but what you really need is someone who reminds you who you are. For me, that was Benny. Selena Gomez. It's a sunny afternoon in Los Angeles. The city thrums with the usual flair of creative energy. From luxury cafes to music studios hidden behind marble facades, stories are always being written. Sitting by a sun-drenched window, Selena Gomez is sharing her own. She's not the teenager who enchanted millions on Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place. No, the pop sensation behind hits like Come and Get It or Lose You to Love Me. Today, Selena is softer, resolute, and radiantly honest. Much has been made of her high-profile relationship and painful breakup with global superstar Justin Bieber. For years, their roller-coaster romance filled headlines, inspiring songs, think pieces, and legions of passionate fans. But like many love stories played out in the public eye, its ending was raw, messy, and difficult to navigate. Selena's journey to healing, however, has recently found a beautiful new chapter, one written not in the ink of heartbreak, but in the glowing light of self-acceptance, guided unmistakably by the steady hand of Benny Blanco. How did Benny, one of pop's most influential, enigmatic producers, help Selena heal? How do you reclaim your identity when the past refuses to let you go? And what does it really mean to truly love, to be loved, and above all, to love yourself? Selena answers these questions with remarkable candor, revealing how Benny didn't just become her safe haven or new love, but her unexpected mirror. He's always there for me, she says quietly. He makes me feel safe and makes me realize my real worth, loving me without conditions. Just me. God gave me a blessing as a husband. This is a story of overcoming, of rediscovering oneself, and the transformative power of unconditional love. For the better part of a decade, Selena Gomez's name was inextricably linked to Justin Bieber. Their on-off relationship dominated not just their own lives, but became a cultural phenomenon, a kind of modern fairy tale with all the trappings, global adoration, paparazzi pursuit, and the inevitable pain of living so publicly. The aftermath wasn't easy. Selena has spoken in interviews and through her music about the toll those years took on her mental health. I felt like I'd lost myself, she shared once in a documentary. When you go through heartbreak, especially when it's so public, you start to believe the narrative that surrounds you, not the truth inside you, what's left unsaid. But as evident to anyone who witnessed a flurry of tabloid speculation is the isolating loneliness such scrutiny brings. When your pain is communal, healing feels almost impossible. Every Instagram post, every lyric, becomes open to interpretation. Even years after their split, the world seemed to want Selena to remain tethered to her past, a shadow she couldn't quite shake. It was in this space of confusion and exhaustion that Benny Blanco entered the frame. To call Benny Blanco just a music producer is an understatement. Known for crafting hits with artists like Ed Sheeran, Rihanna, and Halsey, he's as much the architect of modern pop as any global star. Yet, behind the mixing desk and awards, Benny has a quiet way of seeing people. He listens, One artist noted, not just to the music, but to the spaces in between. Selena and Benny's paths first crossed professionally. Music, it seems, is always the meeting ground for kindred spirits. But somewhere amidst late-night sessions, laughter, tears, and mutual respect, a foundation was laid, one built not only on melodies, but empathy. Selena explains, "It wasn't that I woke up one day and realized Benny was the love of my life. It was gradual. Benny saw me, my fears, my insecurities, my dreams. He really saw me, not as Selena Gomez, the singer or actress, but as me. He respected my boundaries, cheered my little victories, and never pressured me to move on before I was ready. Recovery from love is more than just time away. It's a deliberate, painful, and beautiful process of learning who you were before someone else's narrative defined you." For Selena, Benny's presence meant having someone in my life who didn't just accept the messiness. He honored it, gave it space. He encouraged therapy, self-reflection, and most importantly, kept reminding me that I was more than a lost relationship. Not every day was easy, and there were setbacks, but Benny was steady. He listened without trying to fix, and loved me without needing me to be anything other than myself. She adds, "I remember one night, after a really tough day, Benny just sat outside with me on the porch for hours. We didn't talk. He just held my hand. That silence spoke more love into my life than any song ever could." There's a distinct warmth in Selena's voice when she speaks of Benny's love, a marked contrast to the turbulence that defined her previous relationships. With Benny, there are no games, no drama. It's peaceful, safe. He's my calm place. When I struggle with insecurity or those old feelings creep up, Benny reminds me, with the simplest gestures, that love shouldn't be complicated. He's gentle, he's kind, and he always says, "You're enough." And you know what? I've started to believe it. It's this kind of stable, unwavering affection that allowed Selena to peel back layers of pain and expectation. She recounts how Benny would write her quiet notes during stressful days in the studio or leave silly voicemails just to make her laugh. He doesn't need to be the center of attention. He lets me shine. He lets me falter, too. She smiles. It's in those places of weakness where he shows up strongest. For Selena, faith has always played a significant role in her life, guiding her through both triumph and tragedy. Speaking about Benny, she is clear. "I see Benny as God's blessing in my life. I prayed not for a perfect man, but for someone who would love me the way I'm meant to be loved, and I got Benny." But Benny's impact extended far beyond the romantic. He didn't just help me heal from Justin. Selena says frankly, he made me realize my patterns, how I sometimes put everyone else's needs above mine, how I thought I needed to be chosen to feel worthy. Benny always encourages me to choose myself first. He says, "How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you." It's changed everything. Self-love, Selena now insists, is not just a buzzword or a self-care routine, but the root of every meaningful relationship. Learning to love myself was hard because my identity felt splintered for so long. Benny never tried to fix me, and that's why I could heal. The Selena and Benny story is powerful partly because it isn't a fairy tale the headlines want. It subtly challenges the public's hunger for drama. No grand declarations, no on-again, off-again theatrics. Just two people meeting each other in the quiet center of shared respect and vulnerability. Selena's perspective on fame has shifted, too, with Benny by her side. For a long time, I felt like I owed people an explanation for every feeling, every decision. Benny helps me keep some parts sacred, just ours. You learn to treasure that privacy. It's where the real healing happens. She credits Benny with reinforcing boundaries, not just with the public, but with herself. I realized that in order to truly move forward, I had to start saying no to old patterns, to pressures, and to the idea that healing needed to look a certain way. Beyond their romance, Selena and Benny's